So the question that often comes up is simply put to the effect. So I'll comment first. There was a brand new article that I only just saw the other day, and it basically supported something that I've been saying for the better part of 10 years now. And it has to do with the question of, why would a person need to go see an upper cervical chiropractor in the first place? And it has to do with the very thing about what makes us different from, say, massage therapists, physiotherapists, osteopaths, general chiropractors. So I'll start first with the massage therapist. So the massage therapist is going to be working on stretching. They're going to be working on releasing areas of tightness, working on areas where the connective tissue is perhaps tightened up over a period of time, essentially to loosen things up. Physiotherapists, what they're going to be doing then is on strengthening, rehabilitating, making stronger. So we're finding areas of weakness in order to, make it more supportive for body function. Osteopath and the general chiropractor, they're working to get mobility through the area, in brief, so the area is moving properly. From the osteopath's perspective, it's to get the blood flow going right. From the chiropractor's perspective, it's to get the nerve flow going right. Who's right? Well, it's really whoever gets the job done. And truth be it, there's a lot of overlap that exists between the two and really amongst all of the different professions. And then you've got the upper cervical chiropractor. It's the same thing. We're looking to make sure that things are able to move as well as they possibly can, but in a very precise manner, in a way that's going to be calibrated for the individual based on their individual needs, because everybody is going to be different, not just on the outside, but guess what, also on the inside. So what we may recommend for one person would not be the same that we would recommend for somebody else. Now, as it relates to this particular study, what this particular study was saying, what it was showing, is they wanted to know, where would people get the best benefit from doing stretches, from strengthening exercises, from basically physiotherapy and for massage. And what the researchers found was that those activities worked better when the joints, and they were looking particularly at the joints of the neck, when those joints are moving the way that they are supposed to. And so this is really, the point here, that if all you needed to do was to stretch or to strengthen or to do a little bit of, rehabilitation or something like that, there's no reason for chiropractic to need to exist at all. And yet there are, and this is not, a knock against the profession, not by any stretch of the imagination. There are people who have gone to the massage therapist and their physiotherapist for a very long period of time, but they said, it feels like there's something that's holding me back. I'm not quite hitting that breakthrough. And so what we oftentimes find in chiropractic, it's because, well, the segment is still locked up. And if it was just a matter where you could just stretch this out on your own, again, there wouldn't be a need for a chiropractor, but in addition to that, any chiropractor would be able to adjust their own spine. And unfortunately, it doesn't work that way because we can advance, we know what's about to happen, and the movement doesn't happen in the right areas. And conversely, I could also say it the exact other way around. A person's been going to chiropractor, but they're finding they're still not stabilizing. Well, guess what? It's because they're still dealing with muscle kinds of issues that also then need to be rehabilitated on the other side. And so what's my ultimate point in this? It is that people will get the best outcome, at least in my opinion, and everybody's circumstance is going to be different, when we're all working together, but also working together in the correct sequence. And there may be times where it's like you're trying to unparallel park with this much room on one side on the other, where you need a little bit of this and then a little bit of the other one. And then you need to go back and a little bit of this one and a little bit of that one. In other words, not one nice, easy slide out. You need a bit of both working together. But I'm very much of the opinion you want to make sure that everything is free and capable of moving and working the way that it should be. Free the system, free the body so it is able to work and heal the way that is supposed to. And if it is free, then start doing all of the exercises, the stretches, the rehabilitation in the right way so that you are working with the stream rather than against it. And people will get a lot better outcomes. So one of the issues, and I suppose one of the hallmarks where I can see where a person, they're basically telegraphing that they need to go in and they need to get their neck checked out by the upper cervical doctor. It is that they're doing something that looks like this. They're trying to stretch their neck out and they're trying to do it sideways. Or maybe they're doing, one of these different kinds of things. And they might say, oh yeah, but I can crack my own neck and it feels better. Well, yes, it does feel better for about 3 seconds. And the reason for that is because when you do click or stretch, so you click a joint or you stretch the muscle, you get a little endorphin kick. And it feels good. And the muscle relaxes for a split second, and then what it does is it starts to slowly tighten back up. And so you think, oh, okay, yep, I'm fine, just as long as I keep doing that. Well, what unfortunately people don't know and they don't realize, and this is perhaps a difference of opinion between, how we might look at it if we were looking at the muscles versus if we're looking at the joint structure, is that even though the joints of the neck, they are designed to move this way, when things lock up, they have the tendency to lock up either forwards or backwards. And what it means is that when people are stretching their neck sideways, they're not actually moving their neck in the way that needs to release. So I will oftentimes say to some of my own new clients when they come into the office for the very first time, if they say, oh yeah, I crack my neck a lot, I say, okay, well, how many vertebrae are in your neck in the first place? They have no idea. And I say, okay, well, which one is it that's actually locked up? They don't know that. Okay, well, which side is the actual problem on? Is it on the left or is it on the right? And they don't know that. And then which way is it actually? My point is that they have no idea what it actually is. And what they're doing is they're actually making their condition worse. They are not getting the right movement through just the right spot. They can feel it, which is why they feel compelled to stretch and do these ways. They feel it. They know that there's something that's not right on the inside, but they don't know what it is to get that in under control. And what they're doing is they're stretching the area that's already compensating too much. And the consequence of that is eventually something is going to give, and they're going to be in a whole lot bigger world of pain thereafter. So there are 2 parts to that. Really, there's 3 parts. The first one is that, and I tell people this, straight up, is that, when you see your friend, your family member, or just that person walking down at the gym or at the shopping center, and they're doing one of these things here, they are telegraphing that they need to go see the upper cervical chiropractor. That firstly, there's a problem there, and it's going to get bigger. In the same way, you see somebody rubbing their jaw like this, they need to go see the dentist. You see somebody going like this, they need to go see the chiropractor. But then beyond that, what it means is secondly now, they need the chiropractor so that we can get that right amount of movement through that right part of the spine so that it frees the rest of the system up. And then what it means is that person then, okay, if and when they do feel compelled to do different kinds of stretches to release that area, it means that they need to do that stretch the right kind of way. And so rather than having people do these crisscross kind of actions, what I advocate are, or what I call basically bobblehead exercises, which I find work a lot better. Like with the bobblehead, you imagine that, okay, your neck is a rigid platform like this, so it's completely still, or that you're in a high set collar. So no movement is happening beneath your chin. You pull your head back, you're sitting up tall here, and then just doing this. Up and down from your chin. And yes, you're going to have, some little bits of movement that occurs through the neck, but you're not leading, so it's not leading it like this. It's sitting up and then just going up and down like this about 5 to 10 times, not very fast. And you don't want to go side to side because you're just going to find, it's going to make you dizzy, and certainly not the side to side for the exact same reasons we said. But what that movement does, that movement gets all of the joints moving through the neck like this, in the way that they're constructed. And so you can get the best of both worlds. You can feel that things are starting to tighten. Okay, get everything back, sit up tall, and get the movement through things just like this. And it's going to stretch, and it's going to help take some of that ease off without jamming things up in the same kind of way. And over a period of time, as a person, if they're doing that exercise, and as long as their alignment is staying in and under their body's control, meaning the body has the opportunity to heal, that's where all of these other things have that opportunity to work the way that they are supposed to. So we oftentimes will say this in upper cervical chiropractic, is that it's not the number of adjustments that you need that is really going to get you well. It's the fewer number of adjustments. It's where we can do the least amount of work that your body just says, yes, we can work with that, and we can keep it moving in and under control, so that system is designed to work the way that it is supposed to. That is really what gives people that best opportunity to heal and to enjoy the quality of life that they're really looking for.